Yo, welcome back, y'all. Incognito, man. Going through a little problem. Psych. Yo, welcome back, Building Knowledge. Your host, Pit Monster, aka Bang. They say outside, we live this shit for real. We're gonna learn something today. Y'all like my intro music? I like the life I built. From West Side 60, I might got killed. Standing so tall, I think I might got stills. Legendary baller like Mike, like Will. 96 Impala, thug like on wheels. Up against the wall, sparkle at Fox Hills. Like a mother boss, ask me how I feel. Successful street, touching them first meals. All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life. All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life. I've been grinding all my life. I got everything I said I was gonna get on my kid. In addition to that fact, I went legit. Now, according to the way that I'm positioned in this biz, it look like I'm just gonna keep on getting rich. Know that West Side RSCs is us. LAPD on my, I'm a squeezing bust. If a rap did switch cheese and bust, all this rap money, look, I need too much. Money, loyalty, and love in the team we trust. You'll be switching up the players on your team too much. Tiny copy, that's my low, Young Supreme, what's up? And we travel around the world getting cream or what? Ain't you get off on whoever hustle, sing with rush? Las Vegas strip hop, yeah, you cream them punks. After all that looking tough, all these sing with stunts. 50 Cent and Mayweather flee to sing with us. True story. All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life. All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life. Pull up and motor catch. I got a show today. It's on trying to do. Hustle and motivate. Choppers are throw away. Hustle the overweight. That's why they follow me, huh? Think I know the way. So I took control of things. Pulling the solo way. And if you cut on my trip, I make you my protege. Crossing that soldier race. Niggas don't know them days. Take you in back of the buildings. Make you expose your rage. Take you across the tracks. Make you explode the face. Now you official now. But you got a soul to say. I just been cooking that new. I'm about to drop in the fuel. Think if I call it the grand, the people gon' call it the truth. I ain't really trip on the credit. I just paid all of my dues. I just respected the game. Got my name all in the news. Tripping on all of my moves. Yeah. Call me on this, got a lot more to prove. Remember I came in this gonna learn some of this. Yo, get some insurance, y'all. Get some life insurance. You never run. Passing through stages in life, through the ups and the downs like it's all just another test. Live by the rules like a fucking ref. I got respect in 100 sets. So many chains need another chest. There ain't no games if it wasn't chess. Come from that show is the baby set. Fuck living basic, I'm taking risks. Fuck what they said, I'm saying this. Yo, it's your time, it don't make you rich, it don't mean nothing, so fuck them, let's make a grip. Double up, triple up, make it six. Running so hard you can pay a bitch. Lead to the lake if they want to fish. Make sure them niggas around you stick to the script. It should be written in stone. You should come visit my zone. Don't take my word, double check all of my flows. That's some hustle got on, but fuck what you word. It's for who won't.
That shit hard. I ain't gonna lie, that shit hard. Alright, we gonna watch some Dr. Zebby, see what the fuck he talking about. Eating meat. Shit's only 8 minutes, so don't stress yourself.
Google Fi, a phone plan by Google. New family features can help your family build healthy digital habits. Create a data budget and set.
Well, why not?
Come here.
Where this cow is bovine, and nobody could deny that. Where cows are bovine, and you were telling me that the people that took those cows to Africa is being kind to us when they know that these animals are poisonous?
Go sit down.
Are they being kind to us? No, they're not. I know Arabs in Africa that sells our people pork, but he doesn't eat it. Why would he do that? Is that being kind? That is where Uruwa comes in. I am a member of Uruwa. In Uruwa, you don't even entertain a thought about injuring someone else. Not even a thought. In Uruwa is where we become impeccable. Uruwa teaches us what not to eat. Because what you eat will determine how you behave. You don't want that. The rest of the religion world, they all are good. But they also need to be updated. We know Muslim recitation, because I'm a Seventh-day Adventist. And I loved it. Then I was an Anglican. I was in the Anglican church as an altar boy. So you see, I'm the product of religions. I am the product of religions. I just happened to notice the chapter about the health aspect of the religions. And we need to make our preachers aware, look, we are sick because unconsciously we are violating God Almighty. We don't want to do that anymore. But then, we didn't know about the deleterious effect that blood and starch was going to have on our brain. Oh my God. Explain to scientific bleeding dead animal. Oh, I forgot that part of the conditioning goes like this. I'm going to eat this dead animal because where else am I going to get my protein? Protein. But the animal is dead and your body is alive. How is this dead animal going to help to nourish this live body? That doesn't make sense. Scientific answer. It is one of the 19 amino acids, the building blocks of life. And that's that. Hey, Dr. Steinberg and Dr. Gluck from the pediatric hospital. God wants us to be loving and sweet. Of course. When I meet Chinese, I'm happy. I've been to China. I've been to many places in China and Arabia. Those folks don't look like me. I met a woman just recently in Los Angeles, one of the sweetest lady that you ever want to meet. This lady, look, I could describe her as being the mother of Jesus. That's how she moved. This lady was so symmetry. All the way. What race, what tribe? She was a Laplander. She followed the reindeer around Europe, Finland, Norway, Russia, come back around. These people followed the reindeer. I said, tell me about your life. And this lady started telling me about her life. boy, it's so different from our African people who live in the jungle, walking around naked, and we live among these great big animals they call elephants and rhinoceros, and some of the most poisonous snakes. How did we survive? By the grace of God Almighty. That's how we survived, and we will always survive. So now, brings with it the healing which brings peace, which in turn brings love.
In times of crisis, every job is important, which is why to us, all are the ones to get it done.
You're watching The Breakfast Club.
All right, man. We made a little sense.
Morning, everybody.
We just went a little crazy at the end,
Angela
but
Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
That's right.
Dr. Umar Johnson.
Peace
My
and
brother.
love.
Peace.
Peace and love, family. All is well. Glad to be back. Now let's get right to it, man. In light of everything that's going.
he definitely made a little sense. But he went off the rock at the end. See what we got. See if we can learn something. Yes, sir. See what Brother Polite got to say.
Now we are. Peace to the family. We are here
Hope
to
we can
talk
make
to
some
you
money.
about how to buy the house and resell it. There we go. That was interesting. I wish we could edit that part out. We probably could, but for now, we are here today to talk to you about how to buy the house and resell it with the best marketing, right? And that school is supposed to prepare you for life. School is supposed to prepare you in terms of food, clothing, and shelter. You don't necessarily learn how to become a seamstress up in school. You don't get home ec until years after you already started cooking or having an intimate relationship with fast food. Serious conversation. Brother Lawan, access the video later on top of that evening. You'll have it for 24 hours. All the instructions will be explained in the email correspondence, provided you purchase the stream. So don't worry about none of that. We did this class tonight just to give you a little extra incentive towards all the classes we'll be teaching. Now, Lawan, what I will do, before we really go into the reselling of the property to make this, got a UCC class tomorrow. Let's play with them. Let's play with it. Let me ask you something, my brother.
Yeah.
I got a trust, brother, to the functions of the trust. Who am I? Where do I get placed on that UCC doc? And why are we even employing this kind of strategy? What kind of strategy is this in the first place?
Wow. What a loaded question, man. Okay. All right. If you have an agreement between the LLC and the trust, and that agreement has a condition by which breach would call into question the collateral, the trust would be the secured party and the LLC would be the debtor. But the noting the relationship between the two first you have to determine what you want to actually what your focus is when it comes to the UCC1, because it's just referencing what is already agreed. What's already in agreement, that's why they call it the security agreement. The security agreement, the UCC becomes the attachment. So the UCC is reiterating and registering that which has already been agreed upon. Okay. So if there is positions to be played, the secure party of the debtor, you must determine that which party you want to be the lesser and want to be the more powerful. Of course, that's a secure party. The secure parties are made by debtors. So by the agreement, the debtor has to say or agree that they're transferring interest if breach was to occur. All right. So when breach occurs in Section 4 of the UCC1, it'll have a collateral description so that whatever it is property being transferred from the LLC to the trust. You can use it just for transfer because that's a bailment. So if you have a bailment agreement, then you are transferring property without breach. But if there is a seller and a buyer, then there has to be breach. If there is a promissory note, then there has to be breach in order for the collateral to come in question.
Okay. Did it? So when we sign on the UCC, there's all these words and terms on that document.
Yes.
Where are we putting, what is the term that we're going to put LLC on? What is the term that we're going to put trust on?
Okay, well, it has a section on the UCC. If property is being held in trust, you can check that off if it is, or leave it unchecked if it is not. Only if it's applicable. Is the form is not it's user friendly. So if there is an LLC involved, they don't have a position for which you would check for LLC. You just know if property is in trust or if it is not. As far as the LLC is concerned, the LLC would play the position of the debtor if I'm reading it correctly. But as far as the secure part of the trust is going to be the secure part.
That's my man. Daddy duties. Apologize. My girl's just going out ice skating with NBA players while I'm in here. Doing what I love to do. This is my ice skating rink. Yeah, you thought I was going to complain, did you? All right. So I want you to go over it one more time. Why is the UCC so important? And for who in particular? Also, I would like you to tell us who gives birth to the creditor. Because, matter of fact, let me do it like this. Matter of fact, answer that question, and then I'm gonna show something very interesting on the screen. So, whose advantage does the UCC really work for? Because some people say this is just for rich folk, and then others say UCC is legal, whatever that means. So, I just want to make it very clear. I'm just warming them up for class tomorrow. I just want them to get their reservation out of here and give them some of the nuances to UCC. You know, matter of fact,
like I was speaking about the other day, when it comes to UCC1, and I don't know that it exists. UCC1 and the sample to have to go and check your interest in this form is put in % of the rental income to their investor who actually invested in that company. That's like the easiest way to get into real estate is when it comes to so we don't have much interest by getting a broker and telling you want a top 5 REITs, REIT. Okay, and just it's probably all away. But sometimes they have what's called, well, most of the time, every day they have the Morningstar report. If you go to Yahoo.com and put in a specific company like Apple or any publicly traded company, you could just put in Apple 10K, okay, or Black's 10K. 10K is the annual report that is submitted to the Securities and Exchange Commission every year by every company that's publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange. So it's very good to know that, because the Morningstar report will tell you if there's high risk in the investment, if there's low risk, how much is the initial payment, so on and so forth. So if you want to invest in real estate through the stock market, you can invest in a REIT, a real estate investment trust. Look it up. It's good information that they have hundreds of these under one fund, under one trust. And, the investors, they raise the money through the stock market, through investors like you and I.
That's enough.
How can I explain the difference between a business trust and an LLC? The business trust is an estate planning tool. So it's for people who take their business and their planning very seriously. The LLC is a creature of the state, so it's held to statutory laws and codes, and the functions, limited liability. I mean, the name says it all. It's not conclusive, and what is conclusive? Sometimes we have to determine what's a better fit for our company. What we intend to do, how we intend to engage commerce as a trust or as an LLC. What has better protections? The trust, of course. Most things are trust instruments being made and trust agreements. But if to answer your question, the difference is one is a creature of the state and one is an estate. So dealing with a business trust, you're dealing with your estate. You're letting the world of commerce know that you're very serious about your business dealings and you're putting your house in order, your financial house in order. Go ahead, Polite. I told people to just put their questions up when you left or when you had difficulties. So, just going off the cuff, I want to give the people, what they want. So I tell them to put their question up there and I'll just start answering one by one. Boom, 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 boom. Try not to be long with it. But go ahead, brother.
No problem. I didn't like how blurry it looked like it was looking on my screen. So I wanted to see if I shut it down and came back, if it would look different.
Okay.
It looks weird to me. You feel me? But I'm going to go with it. So long as you can hear me clearly.
Yeah, I can see you look, everything looks good from here when I look on the YouTube. It looks good.
Oh, it's clear on your YouTube?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go with it. On mine, it's looking weird. Presentation is everything too. Yes. I'll move forward. I'll take your word for it. And for the people out there, does it look clear for y'all out there? Just press 9 if it looks clear. If it doesn't look clear, I see y'all writing it's clear, so don't worry about it. Polite. It's my channel. It's my page. Maybe I'm using the wrong server right now, but I'm happy about that. Let me show you some of the things here. I'm talking about buying houses, right? Let me show y'all something. We got to do some teaching today. Got to do some serious teaching. So I want you to look at this right here. And I want you to look at this right here. I got 2 things. Wow. So let's look at these 2 statements over here. That's what I want you to look at, these 2 right here.
Mm-hmm. Uniform Commercial Code is, I didn't see it.
It's all free online. It is private law for the rich. Polite is a madman. This guy is named TF. Multi-feet. I thought it was tirades, because of this statement here. But I listen to the hypocrisy. Because what I said I'm going to start doing is taking the dumbest comments online and give them the attention they're looking for. Because my thing is this, family. if the Uniform Commercial Code info is all free online and it's private law for rich, that's an oxymoron.
Yes, it is.
It's free and it's for the rich. What are you saying? 1 minute you're saying it's free online because you're probably mad that we're having classes that people pay us for strategy. Then the next moment you say,
yeah, I think people are sometimes they get caught in believing that the form is only for one situation. Like I was saying in the other class, with the UCC, it denotes about maybe 6 different types of relationships. So it can't be used for just one thing or one type of person. Are you a seller? Are you a buyer? Or sometimes you're a co-signer or co-signee? Sometimes you're a bailee and bailor. What else? A lessee and lessor.
But listen,
obligee and obligor. Yeah, absolutely. Because you co-signing for someone to get a car, you think they don't follow UCC 1 on that agreement. Guess what? They will.
Someone wrote here, it is for the rich and those with 750 credit or above. That's Alan Franklin in the chat room.
In the chat room? No way.
He said it's for the rich and with 750 credit or above.
You should Google it right now then, just to see what it takes. I mean, because even in the UCC document, it has instructions on how to file. It doesn't say you got to have a 750 credit score.
What are you talking about? I don't even know where they get this info from.
I don't know either. That was crazy.
Now, watch this one. Because I'm going to give people what they want. You want to make it to the big time and throw these things here to discourage people. And I don't know where they get these ideas from. I don't know if people are teaching them this, and that's all she wrote. But right here, someone writes, buying real estate, but your primary home is an apartment. Goodbye. So they take a shot at buying real estate, but your primary home is an apartment. So, this had to have been said by a broke individual.
Man, I wasn't even listening.
I say it.
I was going to say that person needs to get out of that zip code they living in.
They got it around 30 grand. And that doesn't make you an idiot, but it makes that person who made that comment certainly an idiot. The amount of money you make doesn't make you an idiot, but the statement you make about money definitely defines you as one. So you taking shots at me because my apartment, what I pay once a month, is way more than I know most people pay for their mortgage. And they'll probably say, well, you're stupid for doing that. You should have just got a house. Well, I'll tell you this truthfully. And I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. And I tell this to the people I mentor. Buying houses is like me buying a Rolls Royce. When I bought the Rolls Royce, it was for an investment. It was an investment in my marketing strategy for the people that I'm connecting with out here. Okay? It's part of the filling in. It's filler for the status. That's what that was. It's a marketing strategy. So when I'm going to these awards, I'm in conformity with the rules of engagement. When it's time to step on that red carpet, hold the keys. You want the Bentley that I suede it out? Or do you black suede all over the Bentley? Or do you want the Ghost? You feel me? Where the suicide doors open up the opposite direction. And I step out with all these beautiful black women. Only thing we conscious, we might have Africa on our shirt. They may have afros on their head. And we hurting the game because we popularizing consciousness. But I'm doing this for marketing. Why the hell are you buying houses to live in? Great. Now, let me explain something to y'all about buying apartments, particularly luxury apartments. Right. Where your light, your gas, your internet, your rent is all inclusive, maintenance, and the amenities that correspond. By amenities, we mean my jacuzzi, my pool. The second I open my door, right here, my jacuzzi, my pool. Okay? my conference room downstairs. So when I got business meetings, I could go in my conference room. See, it fits my lifestyle. My flaw is for people like me, people who deal with writing in the form of screenplays, people who deal with directing. It's my flaw. Upstairs, people that deal with sports, ball players. Next floor, people who deal with movies, okay? Short films. Like, this is how the building is structured. I'm over here, and it's an amazing place to network because all my neighbors are not white. This building has quite a bit of dark-skinned people in here, like the creator of Django, creator of Boomerang, the creator of House Party. Okay? Wow. Like, this is just real stuff. My man Tubby just left not too long ago, vice president of Sony Records. Okay? So, these are black people, just to keep it there for what it's worth for people that's out there that's quick to judge. But let me explain something to you. This is part of the real estate class. If you're still buying houses because you just want to have something to be proud about, then you are just as crazy as the black man who spends a bunch of money on rims and lives in the hood and then buys $2.50 worth of food. So here the black man in the community says, I'm going to buy fried rice and wings, get hot sauce, ketchup, and barbecue sauce. Make sure you load me up with the duck sauce and give me 2 plastic forks. And I want my free 50-cent soda for $2.50. But then he spends $5,000, $10,000 on rims and still lives in the hood. Well, I'm here to tell you, you're no better than him. If you're buying houses with mortgages, they know you can't afford, and you would have known you can't afford it had you not confided in the illusion. Because you're in the illusion. Because I'm going to tell you, this real estate bubble right here, especially with Trump in office, there's going to be a whole lot of foreclosures. Below middle class.
Getting to net zero means change. It means working together with our customers to meet their growing demand for cleaner energy. Discover more about Shell's climate ambition.
A whole lot of foreclosures. Below middle class, the upper middle, extended, they will be the benefactors. But I'm telling you, if you're below the upper middle, because the middle is almost lower class. Lower class don't even exist on the radar. I'm tired of people even saying lower class. They don't even exist no more. With the poverty standard at about $15,000 a year per individual, and about $32,000 a year for a family of 4, what are you going to do with that money? Poverty begins at $32,000 a year per family of 4 on $15,000 a year per an individual. Wealth begins at $150,000. So let's look at that oxymoron. If wealth begins at $150,000, how come poverty begins at $32,000? Look how much money is in between there. So that is a overestimation and an underestimation. One or the other is taking place, or both at the same time. How can wealth begin at 150 grand and poverty begin for an individual at 15 grand a year? That means poverty should also begin at $32,000 a year per the individual, not the family of 4. If we hold it in fair ratio to where wealth begins, poverty is all over 30 grand, 40 grand, 50 grand a year. If you're walking with me. So this tells us if wealth begins at $150,000 a year, it's safe to surmise that the standard for poverty is worse than we conceive. And many of us don't even use our income as a barometer to see where we are at as far as the ability to invest, because that's the only reason they have these numbers in existence. The only reason that they're charting where poverty begins and where they're charting where wealth begins is so intelligent consumers can know when not to invest and where not to invest. So if you're saying, I need a home And you're bragging, light is in an apartment. But I can leave whenever I want. I'm lease to lease. And guess what? In the hood, they want 3 months security, 1 month rent. But when you go in rich areas, you don't even ask you for security. That matches anywhere remotely close to your rent. And they don't definitely 3 months prior and 2 months prior. This goes on in the hood. It's actually easy to move into a better neighborhood unless it's asked of you. Less is asked of you. So let me tell you, houses are a big hustle when you are not on the side of selling them. Let me say this to you. Buying something that's worth $100,000 without the intention to sell it back or rent it is the problem. And let me say this, buying something for $100 and $100,000 and forced to sell it back would create a situation for a short sale or something of the sort. Because if you're buying houses, chances are it's not going to appraise for higher than you bought it for. So if you're going to buy a house, I would presume you're buying it flat out and you owe no money. Then I wouldn't be able to say something to you. But if you got 30 years, if you got a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, or you try to modify the loan, break it down to 15 years, whatever it is you try to do, reverse mortgage, whatever the strategy they got going on out there, understand this, family. One of the dumbest things you can do today is buy a house to live in. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna say it again. One of the dumbest things you can do today is buy a house to live in. Buying a house is luxury, family. Stay in a goddamn apartment. You may not like what I'm saying. I'm telling you the real deal. Buying a house is luxury. It's luxury. People like, you in Beverly Hills, you got this apartment, but you ain't got no house, and you teach about buying houses. Yeah, I teach about buying houses to sell them. And guess what? A lot of my wealthy friends put me on to game. Let me show you how it works, family. Look at Nate, Brother Lawan. If we want to call Nate right now, let me see if he'll pick up. Let me see, this is one of the brothers I mentor. He's a millionaire, may I add. And he made it during the course of me building with him. Hold on. Fitness trainer, Hall of Fame winner. Youngest to ever do it. Of course, he's a black man. You know, rich folk laugh at that. There's a time when you buy it, and it's like buying the Rolls Royce. It's showing it off. It's part of the status, but it's not really an investment, people. It's one of the worst investments you can make if you try. It's not an investment if you're trying to live in it. It's not. You buy it to sell it. You buy it to rent it out. All right, he didn't pick up. You buy it to sell it. Because guess what? My man is in Texas. And guess what he is? He's in a luxury apartment. He saw me. He said, yo, it's just, you and I think alike. My situation is set up just like yours. And we laughed. He said, man, I know you're shocked. Because I found out about this a little late in the game. I'm like, what? Buying a house is foolish. The pride you have is saying, I got my house. And you also got to pay for it for the next 20-something years. Like, listen, I'm not telling you you shouldn't live in your house. I'm telling you, there's a time when you should get your house. And I got a house harder. And guess what I do with that? I rent it out. And those of you that look at my posts from time to time, you see me posting stuff on Airbnb.
Speaking some truthful shit, man.
If you go on my Instagram right now, on my Facebook, you will see that I rent out rooms. You will see it. Right or wrong. Those of you that's in the chat, you keep up with my posts, you'll see something from time to time going up for rent. There's a Negro saying, ha, 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 teach us about real estate, and you stay in an apartment. Let me explain something to you. I want people to learn from so many different perspectives here, my brother Lawan. They got to learn from every perspective. You're young. You live in our family house. You live in your mama house. You say, man, I can't wait to get out of here. This is what we said. I can't wait to get out of here, man. I'm tired of this. Gotta do things her way, gotta come in where she want to come. Gotta follow her rules. And then you get your girlfriend. And the girl gets her boyfriend. And the best moment you have is, yo, now we moved into our own apartment out of mama house. And if you go a little bit further, you leave your apartment to get into your own house. But then with this house comes so many responsibilities. It's so much more bigger. Damn, the boiler just broke. Are we using the electric boiler? Very convenient. Are we still using the water boiler? More subject to abuse and detriment. And hey, y'all, if you know anything about being a homeowner, one of the most tragic scenarios you can go through is when the boiler messes up. It's very costly. Yes. It's extremely costly, people. Leave it to a homeowner to tell you, and they normally break down during the worst seasons.
Yeah.
When it's wintertime, pipes freeze up and bust crack. And then holes gotta be dug. Or walls gotta be torn down when pipes bust. Because where is the pipe that bust? From the freezing cold. And then there's, homeowner strategies. But at the end of the day, you're in your mama house. You think you graduate from your mother house to your own apartment. From an apartment to your own house. Now you live. And if you become a little more successful, guess what you do? You go back into the apartment. And you make all those burdens called cleaning the yard and not getting a ticket, maintenance, cutting grass, all the shutdown, all that's out your head. Just pay one bill. Let me tell you something about paying one bill. It makes your mind less diversified. When you got 8, 10 bills on deck, you get overwhelmed.
I think,
watch this, Lauren. When you got 10 bills, you're overwhelmed. But when you move into a place where all the bills are consolidated, meaning it's going to be a little cheaper now, all the bills are consolidated and you pay one bill that represents several, it's less stress. But instead of, I got to pay light bill, I got to pay the gas bill, I got to pay the water bill. Oh, man. Okay. Pipe bust, I got to pay for that. All right. Listen, I got to clean the yard. Damn, the toilet ain't working. Now I got to pay for the plumber. I need an electrician. I got to pay the mortgage too. Damn, I also got to pay my property taxes. But you go into an apartment, some of those things are omitted. Additional things that work in your favor are added. And you have one bill that represents them all. Everything from internet, in some cases toiletries, all of that in one. Less stress, because you pay less bills. And at least one bill that represents all those bills. Psychologically, it keeps you free and creative. Because when you got a house, some bills come every 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Some bills come every month and a half. And then some bills are recurring month to month. Right. And what I'm telling y'all is, there's no shame in having a house, only if you're looking to make money. I say shame on you if you're just trying to get a house to feel good about yourself. Because I'm going to tell you, when you leave your mama house and you get your apartment, you leave your apartment, then you get your house. If you should continue to succeed, you go back in the apartment. When the house becomes overwhelming, you wind up back into an apartment. Either way, one is based on strategy and one is based on force. I'm just telling you. Go ahead, Rawan.
Yeah, I think that I think the chat room needed to hear the last part because what they're doing, they're going, they're taking what you're saying and going to the extreme with it, right? See, it's not extreme what he's saying. What he's saying makes perfect sense. If you're not buying a house for investment purposes,
that's right,
it makes no sense.
That's right.
This is, what I was explaining even the other day. I said, listen, the cap rates are better on luxury apartments.
The cap rates are better on condominiums. Buy the condominiums and rent them out. Those are luxury apartments. Okay, buy them and rent them out. The cap rates are better. Okay, meaning that your expenses are lower.
Let me show you.
When you rent out, hold on. When you rent them out for at least 3 times the amount you're getting in Section 8. And now you don't have to have the doggone headache of having Section 8 tenants tear up your things. You get a multi-family house and you get Section 8 tenants, you're going to get maybe $1,200, $1,300 for a 3-bedroom. When you get a luxury apartment, you can get someone that has the money to pay for $3,000 a month, $2,500 a month. You do the math. The expenses are very low. Okay, like you said, boilers, you don't have out the door, roof out the door, foundation out the door. Those are the 3 biggest expenses in buying a house.
Facts.
And the thing is, like, I know there are people in the chat that are maybe have some experience with real estate, but I mean, it's like they're don't turn your ears off. You listen to what is being said to you. Okay, buy the house for investment purposes. Buy the apartments for investment purposes.
That's right.
You know, because you can get more money. That's what it's about. Lower expenses. You must be able to lower the expenses. I mean, if you're buying these old beat up houses, you're going to have to replace the roof. My goodness, that's $7,000 and up. Talk to them. You got foundational problems, you can just hang it up, sell it as is. It's over. You know what I mean? You don't even want that expense. The boiler's $4,000 and up for the right job to be done.
That's right.
You know?
And so someone says you don't have to pay light and gas for an apartment.
Right.
I don't know who told them that, but it happens. But the point of the matter is, family, what we're saying is you got to do these things for investment purposes. That's what we're telling you. Because houses are overpriced. So if your biggest dream is to get into that which is overpriced, you failed yourself and your family. The house is no more than a big ass chain that you're wearing in the community, swagging out for no reason. Because that's what it is. No different from the brother or sister who wants to wear the jewelry while they're poor. You're no different from the brother or sister who buys the nice car and parks it in front of the projects. I'm talking to you about being an educated consumer. That's what I'm talking to you about.
Yes, absolutely.
Talking about, man, we're talking about renting the properties out. We're talking about make it a halfway house for people coming out of prison. Make it a nursing home. You know, there's different opportunities you have to get money with lower risk of the people renting out from you. Because when the government got a hold of the damn building, you're going to get your check. You know what I'm saying? So these are strategies. Brother Lawan, he has tenants. So he's not talking from a space where he doesn't understand. He owns a building. He owns houses. He has tenants. He has a history of dealing with good tenants and a history of dealing with horrible tenants. You feel me? That's why I like Airbnb so much. Because I don't have to be affixed to a lease for tenants because it doesn't fall under real estate laws unless the tenants stay there beyond 1 month, or I think even 28 days actually on Airbnb. So long as they stay inside of 28 days, even if you give them a day off and then you let them come back and renew the agreement online. I don't have to fall under the conventional landlord rules and regulations. I like it that way. I like it where I ain't got to worry about evicting anybody. You feel me? And I can charge what I want. And they like it that way because the luxury of not having to be in a lease situation. You feel me? And I don't have to pay for no third party. I don't have to pay for property management, which is another cost that many of us would just overlook anyway. So I have to pay for a property manager. None of that. I can just rent out to you. And when I want my home back, I can be back in there.
But I can rent at $1,200 a day out here. I can rent for $1,200 a day, 5 minutes away from the Grove. Princess Kate, my neighbor. Antonio Banderas next to me. Arden, 5 minutes from the Grove. Low crime rate. Hollywood Beautiful School District. The comps, every property around me, damn near better than mine. Mine's is on the corner house, cornerstone of all communities. It's gonna be worth more money. I'm on the corner, mini mansion.
Get this money, y'all.
Off the chain. Think about all the things, how we compound interest. Location-wise. Understand what we talking to you about. So when I Airbnb that joint, the lowest I'm going for is $1,200 a day. You think I'm lying? Check through my social media. Because when I post, and you go and you click the link and you look at, whoa, that's your house, polite? Now I'm supposed to prove to people online, this is my house. I'm supposed to show them all sorts. No, I ain't got to prove that to nobody. What I have to do, what's my responsibility to do, is to impart wisdom on people with my personal experience of success. That's an obligation. It's a moral obligation I have for my family. When I say family, I mean y'all that's out there on the internet right now, online. While many people like to believe he had to do something slick or negative. But I come here and you can go stream after stream after stream, video after video after video, and you can see how much we educate. You can see how much we give for free. Take this advice and do what you gotta do with it. That's what we say. So I'm concerned about our people because the rumor is you're not a man or a woman until you got you a house that your family can go in. But no one tells you about the investment strategy, the marketing strategy. No one tells you how to properly research for a property that's befitting to your economic interests. No. They want to go into religious wars. No. They want to tell you kill the white man. And the reason they have to do this is because they have no other information. Because there's no one who can be an educator that has benefited greatly from real estate, that while educating, it doesn't come off their tongue at some point or the other. Right or wrong. When you have a certain experience, you're bound to share, especially if you are an educator. If you find yourself with an audience of people that keep up with you day to day, eventually you're going to share some information from your success, or you're going to share your reservations. And you're going to plague people with your illusions. One of those things got to happen. So we've succeeded in so many. It behooves us as people who have an audience to say, hey, we're down with all the other conversations. Because our people are also down with those conversations.
Say hi.
But we also have to get to work because at the end.
Say hi to the people online, Oreo.
You got to look into your baby's eyes.
Come here, Oreo. Come here. Come here.
The wife got to look into the husband's eyes.
Good girl. Good girl. Good girl.
And you got to ask each other,
say hi.
How did we arrive here?
Say hi, Oreo.
What did we spend our time and energy into?
Up,
this
girl.
This is why we say invest in yourself. Use
come on, Oreo.
The
come
free
on.
classes we give you online. That's thorough.
Come on, Oreo.
Pick up your textbooks. We don't change them from one semester to the next to hustle. Like the schools do.
Girl.
So you can't share it with your friends.
Good girl.
Pick up the books from Iron Brother Polite. Study
girl.
And corroborate the testimony of the videos. And if you go a step further,
good girl, Oreo.
Catch us on the online classes. These are things that you have to do that are requisite to getting taking a holistic approach towards the information. Because other than that, you're asking someone to baby. You got to do this. You got to put yourself in school because you leave it up to anybody else. They'll put you in school, and you'll come out in debt with still no knowledge on how to stay alive.
So here we have the pay-per-view online UCC course, Sunday, January 15th, 2017. Learn how, this is tomorrow, family. Make sure you get this class. All these classes are $30 each, but you can buy the 4-package deal. And make sure you have class every Sunday. And if you miss it at 12 noon, we'll share the link with you where you can have it for 24 hours. So pay-per-view online UCC course, Sunday, January 15, 2017. Learn how to conduct violence in the UCC. Shit. Learn how to use the UCC to secure.
See what else we got for y'all. See what's going on, man. Wish I had somebody to fucking talk to and give a nigga some intelligence. You ain't got nobody to fucking talk to, nigga lose their mind. Let's see. Dangerous, uncontacted child. Wow. I want to see about this tribe. Yeah, I'm gonna end this live, y'all. I hope y'all learned something. I might be back in a little while or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I gotta use the bathroom and shit. I want to watch this shit. It says the most dangerous, uncontacted tribes in the world. So I'm gonna look at that, and I'm gonna come back later. See, this ain't really this is for more of my knowledge. It ain't really for me to promote this type of shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If I promote something, it's gonna promote us getting better right now in this world, right now in this present day and time. You know what I'm saying? So if it ain't having to do with us right now here in America, present time, yeah, I'm not gonna really promote it to y'all. So we'll be back on in a little while.